As the wind blows, I let go. As the wind blows, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As the river flows, as the river flows, I let go. As the river flows, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As the sun shines, as the sun shines, I let go. As the sun shines, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As the world turns, I let go. As the world turns, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As I breathe in, as I breathe in, I let go. As I breathe out, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. I'll give you a minute to breathe here, actually. We'll sing that again as I breathe in. As I breathe in, I let go. As I breathe out, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. As the wind blows, as the wind blows, I let go. As the wind blows, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. You know, I thought of another verse as we were singing that last one. Because wind, actually, in the Bible, the name for spirit, is related to the word wind. I thought, as the Spirit leads. So let's try that together. As the Spirit leads, I let go. As the Spirit leads, I let go. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. Let go, let God. Let go, let God, let go, let God, let go, let God, let go. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Unity Church in Albany. Through the ethers to you. We welcome Karina on up. And we're glad we had the ethers with us this morning, actually. We didn't when I first came in, so we had to do a little reconfiguring. But we're here. Good morning, Karina.
Good morning, everybody. And good morning, Roger. Good morning, music team. Good morning, sound team. Together today with us, we have Ron and Terry at the sound. And we have our very special Debra, who's going to be today's speaker. And welcome, everybody who is there at home, watching us, joining us in celebration. Such a delight to always, every Sunday, joining you through prayer and singing and plain delight. So we start with a little prayer. It's actually today's reading. And it came from something that it reminded me. I'm doing a class with Bethany Gagne, who's doing the Peace Project. And she was talking about beauty. And the inspiration for beauty actually comes from a Navajo prayer that reminds us that we create through beauty. So let's take a few moments to breathe in and get centered and get ready to let go and let God. Let the breathe create a spaciousness within and openness that allow us to be receptive, that allow us to be present, fully present to life and to love. To notice a prevailing energy that is here in the very spot each one of us is, to realize that that space is holy. The space where you are, that space is full of love and is ready to receive us and accept us. Let it embrace you. Let us also be open enough to fully accept this unconditional love, to fully accept our divine inheritance, to let go of all our fears, being fully present in the magic and enchantment of our joining here and now. The Navajo had a simple answer to this question. How do we survive life's hurts? Rather than shying away from the very situations that give meaning to each day, allow the power of beauty and prayer to jump right into our experience, knowing that any hurt we may suffer is temporary. Vilioldo says, acknowledging that few of us see beauty for more than a fleeting instant, the giveaway of beauty calls on us to recognize beauty in everything and point it out to everyone. Let someone else explain why it will not last, why it is sure to fade away with age, or is not as important as someone else's bad news, gossip, drama, or pessimism. Let people believe that you are naive, that you are not in touch with reality, or that you do not watch the news. When you practice beauty, you have time in your life, because beauty takes you into timelessness. Beauty requires stillness, pausing, stopping in your tracks at the sight of new blossom on the almond tree or the cactus flower that only blooms for one night. Seeing beauty is not a passive act. It is an active and empowering deed. When you see beauty above all else, you are transforming the map you carry of reality. And that most likely you inherited from your parents when you were very young. When your internal maps are filled with beauty, your outer world is likewise infused with splendor. Bringing beauty to every moment by smiling sincerely. Give others your joy. Give others the gift of seeing the beauty within them and within every situation. Beauty will seek and find you. As you recognize beauty in others, acknowledge it to them. Speak words of beauty, including the words, thank you. Find something beautiful in every person you speak with, even if it is a difficult and challenging conversation. Bring flowers home. Say a gracious word to a colleague. Uplift a friend. Oops. Here we go. The sages discovered that creation is not complete, that only on the seventh day that the Great Spirit was not finished, and said, I have created the butterflies and the whales and the eagles. Aren't they beautiful? Now you keep at it. By perceiving only beauty, you are dreaming beauty into creation. As you practice beauty, you get to taste infinity and touch your own immortality. You will have time to laugh, time to meditate, time to help others. This is our sacred task, to complete creation with beauty, in beauty, from beauty. Give your beauty freely unto others, and beauty will surround you until the end of your days. Crystal used to remind me that I never say my name, so I think I didn't say my name. So I'm Karina Reinhold, or Karin Reinhold, and I am here as a member of the board. So I would like you to keep being in the heart space that you just were in, and join me in saying the statements, the mission statement and the vision statement. So together we say, the mission of Unity Church in Albany is to awaken to and embrace the divine essence of all beings through prayer and service. The vision statement. We celebrate oneness with spirit and with the divine nature of all. And this is a time that we remind everybody that we had a dynamic prayer team. So we have several prayer chaplains that also join together over the week with the prayer team. So when you reach to them, you not only get the delightful experience of praying with one of the prayer chaplains, but you also get the support of the whole church, of the whole praying team that prays with you. And then, in addition to that, it gets sent to Silent Unity for a whole month. So you get all the attention of a whole bunch of people that are there for you, joining you with love and support. So to reach the prayer chaplains, we have the phone number is 518-453-3603 and extension 13. Or you can send a request to their email, which is unityalbanypraise@yahoo.com. If you want to someday you cannot reach them, then you can also call Silent Unity, and the number is 816-969-2000. You can reach them online, unity.org/prayer. And apparently there is an app called You Pray. So now let's see what's up at Unity. We have a lot of things going on. I hope you're taking opportunity of the many things that we are offering. So next weekend, is it next weekend already? No, 2 weeks? Well, anyway, July 24th and 25th. It's coming back, right? It's coming around the corner. It's 2 weeks. This is the one opportunity that we had all been waiting. Ever since we stepped into the transition, a lot of people were asking, when are we going to do the healing work so we can move forward? Well, this is a chance. We have this, the event is called Honoring Our Past and Creating Our Future. And this is going to be that opportunity to heal the past as we honor it, bring beauty to it, and also learn or come together to decide or to co-create our next steps forward. So it's a two-sided process. But if you want additional information, there's going to be a couple of sessions about that. So first, let's be clear that Hopkov is going to be Friday, July 24th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and Saturday, July 25th from 9 to 1. If you've been receiving our newsletter, we are asking you to register for it because we want to have an idea of how many people are coming and what kind of support you need. Like people on computer have a different need than people on the phone, and we need to know that. So please look for that registration and go at it. Reverend Steve is going to, and Reverend Joanne is going to join us today. And also, there's going to be a second session. I'm not sure Joanne is going to be on Thursday, but you'll have two opportunities to come and find out what is this Hoftov going to be all about. So today, Reverend Steve and Reverend Joanne will be at the 11:30 a.m. Fellowship Hall, ready for you, not only to join with you, but answer every question that you may have. And the same, at least Steve, on July on 16th at 7 p.m. So you have plenty of time to learn what's going on, what's going to be happening on Hofkov. But this is a community event. We need all of you, right? We are building our future. So as we build the future, we want the whole community to participate in it. Okay? And since it's virtual, that's the one advantage. You know, we're in the summer, people are traveling, but this is virtual. So you can be joining from the beach or the mountain or wherever you are. We'll be here together. And as it was announced last Sunday, the Church in the Park is back. So it's going to be on July 26th. And as you know, there are still restrictions about how many people can be in a certain gathering. The current restrictions is at most 50 people. Because of that, we're going to have two sessions, one in the morning, and we're starting at 9, and the other one in the afternoon, starting at 2. People who go to the morning, we are asking not to repeat, only if there is a space. But the idea is that we have opportunities for everybody to have the experience of Church in the Park. There is a registration. Also, please go either online, look for Church in the Park. There is a link there to register, or look in the newsletter. There is a link there as well. Oh, I failed to mention, but in the registration, you had to put your name and everybody else who comes with you. And there are opportunities for volunteers because there are certain things that need to be taken care of. For example, we had to establish a registration because we can only have 50 people. If we exceed the 50 people, we are going to have hefty fines, and then they're going to close us. So we really need to make sure that we don't go above 50. And what else is going on? Well, we have this fantastic book club on Mondays that is led by Dennis Ryan. And I didn't know about this book, but I joined in last Monday and I started reading. And I was surprised that this is a fundamental work. This work is really like understanding what is unity is all about. So I really, if you haven't signed up already, I really encourage you to do, because this will explain a lot of the things. If you are not enough familiar with unity, this will explain a lot of things. And the company, by the way, the discussions are wonderful. We have weekly heart-to-heart sessions. One is on Tuesdays at noon, and the others are Thursdays. There's the prayer hour at 9 a.m. So these have been, unfortunately, I have my work schedule, so it's hard for me to join this, but I hear what the comments from people who've been joining in a more regular basis, and they all talk about the opportunity for connection, and how it has been different than when we connect here at the physical space of the church. It gives a dimensionality of intimacy that is different and is beautiful. And the Eye of the Storm, another foundational work. Right? So this is a Zoom class with Reverend Steve, and it's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And again, this is foundational in a different way because it's about part of the unity teachings, and the basic premise of the book is the world is not against you. Anything, nothing is against you. So learning to walk with that premise, really powerful. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. We are humbly thankful for your continuing support. You have been so beautiful in your constant dedication to this church. Without you, we could not do the beautiful work that is done through this church, the beautiful services, the music, all the gathering opportunities, and so forth, and the work that is done in community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's all because of you. And the daily word, which is guidance. I am divinely guided. Perhaps we could join together in saying that. I am divinely guided. Guidance can be easy to find in the outer world. Maps and GPS technology can help me navigate my way just about anywhere. Everywhere I go, there are signs marking streets, adorning storefronts, and providing just about every kind of information and opinion imaginable. Spiritual guidance often is not as evident, but it is much more valuable. This guidance can come to me as a persistent tug on my attention, as a gut feeling or intuition, or even in a dream as I sleep. I pay attention to guidance I receive and step out in faith to move my steps in its direction. I know that the spirit of wisdom and love within me are always guiding me to blessings of greater peace, love, and prosperity. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your path. From Psalms 25:4. And now we go to our joyous singing together.
Bring Karina back up. Say a couple words.
So welcome, welcome, welcome again. I have my little words. And see without my glasses nowadays. So again, what a treat to be here again. Today, Reverend Steve is not here with us, but we sent him together, loving thoughts, and he's taking some time off in preparation for the very Hofkov. And we welcome our very special Debra Berger, who is going to be today's inspired speaker. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Divine Spirit. Thank you for all the blessings that we always receive from you, for this moment, for the presence of everybody here in the space and on the internet. As we prepare for the statement of oneness, I'm reminded about what always Reverend Steve says, that like sometimes it's difficult to let some words in. So I invite you to center into your heart and make a little openness, make a little willingness, so that the magic of the statement of oneness has a chance to work through you, as you. So together we say, the statement of oneness. So, the power of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation from spirit or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe. That one is God, the good omnipotence. Chanting.
We'll do a little chant to lead us into our meditation time. And the words of this chant come from the writings of Thich Nhat Hanh. Very simple meditation method to say these words to yourself. So, here we go. Breathing in, I'm open. Breathing out, I smile. Do I listen? Breathing in, I listen. I listen. Breathing out, I smile. I'm peaceful. Breathing in, I'm peaceful. Breathing out, I smile. I hear you. Breathing in, I hear you. Breathing out, I smile. I love you. Breathing in, I love you. Breathing out, I smile. Go back to I'm open. Breathing in, I'm open. Breathing out, I smile.
Slowly, feeling that peace that radiates through you. That opening to receive. It's here for you, right here, right now. This morning we meditate on the qualities of God to embrace and welcome and gratefully appreciate God as it lives inside of you, inside of all of us. I embrace the love of God. I embrace the beauty of God. I embrace the infinite intelligence of God. I embrace the wisdom of God. I embrace the sweetness of God. I embrace the light of God. I embrace the compassion of God. These qualities come to us from a source that exists in everyone and everything. Right now, we hold these qualities and we bring them forth as they now live inside of us, as they have always lived inside of us, to be a gift to the world.
How did the rose ever open? How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all of its beauty? How did the rose ever open? How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all of its beauty? It felt the encouragement of life. It felt the encouragement. It felt the encouragement of life against its being. Otherwise we all remain too frightened. Otherwise we all remain too frightened. did the rose ever open? How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all of its beauty? How did the rose ever open? How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all of its beauty? It felt the encouragement of life. It felt the encouragement. It felt the encouragement of life against its pain. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. How did the rose ever open?
Am I turned on? Good. I was the person who spoke during our first virtual YouTube thing where there weren't any congregants. And here I am again. Who would have thought it would have been such a long time? And I'm going to be talking about patience today. And I have to confess, before I say anything else, I have not always been a really patient person. I've been irritable when I had to wait on a long line. I had anxiety in traffic. I was annoyed when someone wasn't getting what I was saying. When I was 23, I wrote a song that began, "Patience is a virtue I've no claim to." And it was the truth. I've seen what it's cost me in terms of stress and difficulty in relationships. So I've spent a lot of thought and a lot of energy on how to overcome impatience. And I've tried to help many others to do this as well. Today, I can't say I never get impatient, but I can say that I don't stay in that state very long. And today, I'm going to share with you some of what I've learned about cultivating patience. It's easy to see now that many people are reacting out of emotional dis-ease. There's no shortage of examples of aggression, unkindness, foolhardiness. Yet we're also surrounded by many, many examples of bravery, of generosity, of creativity, of compassion. So I'm hoping to talk to you today about cultivating patience so that we can identify how we can be the people who approach difficult times with the best of what's within us. I want to say that I'm not advocating that we should be more passive. Patience and passivity are not the same thing. Karen, you referenced that earlier. In fact, passivity can actually lead to impatience. When people internalize resentment and feel powerless, that leads them to feeling impatient. Patience can actually lead to the kind of action that's thoughtfully considered and in line with one's deepest values. In Proverbs 15:18, they contrast patience with ill-temperedness. And it says, an ill-tempered man stirs up strife, but a patient man allays discord. So patience doesn't mean taking no action. It means taking action that is not based on one's ill-tempered reaction. For those of you who don't know anything about impatience and don't know how it sounds, here's some examples. Oh, I can't wait for this to be over. I'll never learn that. Put a move on. I can't wait till summer. I can't wait till it's my birthday, for Christmas, for the kids to go back to school. Don't make me repeat myself. I am sick of this. Not a pretty picture. Impatience it always involves pushing against what is. So obviously, when we're unhappy with what is, we want to push against it. There are, however, realities in life that we need to accept, even though we don't want to accept them. It can seem like such a defeat, yet accepting life as it is, that can even lead us into the action we need to change things that need changing. And when it can't, at least you approach life from a position of well-being and do some good somewhere. But for sure, fighting what is only brings misery. So here are some of the realities we need to accept that we don't want to accept. You will not always be as good and smart and capable as you want to be. You're just a person. Other people will not always behave as you want them to. They're just people. You will not always get what you want. And sometimes you'll need to delay what you want for something you want more, like that hot fudge sundae or a fit, healthy body. Things often take longer than you want them to. You will not always approve of what happens, and indeed what happens is sometimes just awful. The material realm is impermanent. Therefore, we lose things. Things are destroyed. People we love will die. Each of us will die. At the centerpiece of not being able to accept life as it is that there are feelings we have that we don't want to have, that we're fighting against and pushing against. And so there's the source of that war. And certain feelings are hard to tolerate. The fear that something bad will happen, the anxiety of waiting for something good to happen, anger, sadness, grief. Much of our impatience comes from attempts to avoid the feelings we don't like. Funny thing, feelings are impermanent. If you stop trying to avoid them or push those feelings away, they fade, and much more quickly. And then you can learn to work with what is. So here are some elements of a patient approach to life. Compassion for self and others. And this involves believing we all matter. I work with a lot of couples in my psychotherapy practice, and one of the big teachings that I offer that actually is radical and changes people's lives is both of you matter. What you both want matters. And if we start from that, then we can work out ways of accommodating what both people need and want. Well, I think we can make that a broader issue in the world. We all matter. There's nobody disposable and dispensable. Flexibility is central to the ability to be able to function well in life, and it's a core component of patience. Psychological flexibility can be defined as the ability to adapt to situations as they change or become difficult. And here are just a few approaches to flexibility. Know that adjusting doesn't mean you think that what's happening is okay. Martin Luther King knew racism was a bad thing, but he worked with it. He didn't ignore and deny it. Understanding that feeling okay about yourself does not depend on getting what you want. You'll get what you want sometimes. I promise. I also promise you sometimes won't. And your okayness is a deeper thing. It's a more lasting thing than that thing we have about if I don't get that, I just can't be okay. And this I've learned through being older now. I need to be willing to let myself be supported in different ways than I imagined or hoped. Because the funny thing is, some of the things I wanted, I was really better off not getting. And some of what I got was so much more precious than anything I could ever have imagined. Let's find some more elements. Paying attention to the here and now. So I learned this as a young person that, let's say you're painting a room. And if you proceed in painting the room saying, oh God, when's this ever going to get over? Oh, when's it going to be done? It needs to be done. Well, painting the room isn't a heck of a lot of fun. And I think you also make more mistakes that way. But if you change that and you start paying attention to what it feels like to put the brush or the roller on the wall, and you watch it emerge, oh my goodness, it's a whole other experience. So you're in tune with the task rather than in opposition. So notice that whenever you're in opposition, notice it. Of course, you're going to be in opposition. Sometimes, of course, you're going to be impatient sometimes. But to be able to return to that place of okayness, to be able to notice it and then bring yourself back, that's what we do in meditation, right? Slowing down is an important ingredient in developing patience. It also lets you receive things that you wouldn't receive otherwise. I have this notion that the universe is constantly giving to us love, joy, ideas, so much. And we're so busy, and I have to have it this way, and what's going that we don't even open to it, that we don't even receive it. Of course, gratitude is an element in patience. That deep appreciation for the goodness you receive and experience, even when things are hard. Paying attention to the blessings in your life can help you accept the challenges. Perspective is another element. And that also goes along with self-talk. I was irritated. I was learning to see clients online. It was challenging for me. I was good. I did it. I learned. I was accepting. At the end of the day, the power went out. And I was like, okay, that's enough. You know, I think I've been a good sport. Really, now I can't even like have a warm meal and watch Netflix. Really. And I could feel that irritation. So perspective is this. Debra, people are dying right now from this disease. People who are without money, people who are without the necessities they need, and you're going to complain about having to have cold food and read a book. I'm not saying this to put myself down, really. I'm a human. We think like this. But to be able to give ourselves some perspective so that we can handle some of the minor irritations that happen in life and send compassion to the people that are really suffering. So we want to talk like that to ourselves, not like a harsh, mean parent, but like a parent who's trying to explain to you that there's more to what's going on than you think. Which leads me to the biggest. The biggest element is being able to connect to what's bigger than your own small self. When we're impatient, we're looking at ourselves in such a narrow way. We're focused on what we need, what we want, what we think is right. We can think of ourselves in a bigger way, as a part of a great creation, as a piece of God. In Wild Geese by Mary Oliver, she says, whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Finding words like that helps me so much. I was just talking to Gerri about this earlier. I've been feeling impatient with humanity. I thought that by now we would have all realized that. Peace, justice, equality, a healthy planet, kindness were best for all of us. So I wrote a song to help me with this. I played the part of Elizabeth Cady Stanton a few years ago. And, she worked tirelessly for us to have the vote. She never got to vote. She never got to vote. And I was feeling kind of grieving about that. And I had a conversation with someone you may know named Reggie Harris. He's a singer-songwriter and a lovely person. And he helped me get this when he talked about in his growing up, understanding, he's an African-American man, that the fight for equality and justice is a long fight, and that we're each only a part of that. But we can be a part of that. That's the good news. So here's what I wrote in the song. There are suffragists on hunger strikes who never got to vote. Joe Hill did not see unions free from fear. And though Dr. King's achievements cannot be denied, the vision that he held has not appeared. The fights they fought for justice were clearly not in vain. We're better because of all they've done. So grieve for those who suffer and celebrate the gains. Take on the work so long ago begun. We are standing on their shoulders everywhere we go. It's a long, long walk to freedom, but we do not walk alone. It's a long walk to freedom, but we do not walk alone. That helps me. I hope it helps some of you. So I want to end with us reciting the 23rd Psalm together, because I think that understanding the way in which God holds us and loves us and shepherds us, even through the valley of the shadow of death, can help us be the kind of people we need to be while we're going through difficult times. So together, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Thank you so much for letting me do this today. And thank you for the beautiful music that so supported everything I wanted to say.
Thank you, Debra. There was a lot there. A lot there to consider and remember when we need it. Okay. Do a song by Peter Mayer. I think we'll work well with this. Here we go. In the ever-shifting waters of the river of this life, I was swimming, seeking comfort. I was wrestling waves to find a boulder I could cling to, a stone to hold me fast, where I might let the fretful waters of this river round me pass. And so I found an anchor, a blessed resting place, a trusty rock I called my Savior, for there I would be safe from the river and its dangers, and I proclaimed my rock divine, and I prayed to it, protect me And the rock replied, God is a river, not just a stone. God is a wild, raging rapids and a slow, meandering flow. God is a deep and narrow passage and a peaceful sandy shore. God is the river swimmer. So let go. Still I clung to my rock tightly, with conviction in my arms, never looking at the stream to keep my mind from thoughts of harm. But the river kept on coming, kept on tugging at my legs, till at last my fingers faltered and I was swept away. So I'm going with the flow now, these relentless twists and bends, acclimating to the motion and a sense of being led. And this river's like my body now, it carries me along through the ever-changing scenes and by the rocks that sing this song. God is a river, not just a stone. God is a wild, raging rapids and a slow, meandering flow. God is a deep and narrow passage and a peaceful sandy shoal. God is the river swimmer. So let go. God is a river swimmer. So let go. Thank you very much. Nice. So we come to our offering time, and you may have already done your offering or have it set up to go automatically online, as many are doing. But we want to bless those offerings now. We want to say our offering blessing first. So let's do that as we say, divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed to know that Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Mother God, and so it is. Amen. And we'll sing this song by Ricky Byers called Use Me. And you know, once we, as Debra was talking about, release those concerns and anxieties and worries and just be in the moment, we can be used by a larger power. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. We used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth, and the stars are all of creation. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine His light as we, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light as we, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Okay. We ask Spirit's blessing on these gifts, these offerings from each one of us. Bless them, multiply them 100-fold, and we rejoice in the abundance that we have as well. So, Karina.
And now it's time to let God use us for a blessing purpose. The blessing of the children. So, I ask you to bring in mind a child, somebody you love. Bring in mind, perhaps, the children that are in our congregation and the children that are about to come. And bring also together with us the children that is inside of us. So if we do this prayer, we're going to do it two ways. First, we join in blessing the children. And second, we let the children bless us. So the second time around, I am going to say the blessing on behalf of the children. And you allow yourself to receive the blessing. So here we go. So bring the children into your heart, and we say, God loves you and accepts you just the way you are. And I love you and accept you just the way you are. I behold the Christ as you are. And now receive. God loves you and accepts you just the way you are. And I love you and accept you just the way you are. I behold the Christ you are. And so it is.
And we'll do our prayer for protection to close us off this morning. So join with us The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are,
God is, and all is well. Amen.
There was a time in my life, thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Blessings to all of you out there. Have a great week. We're going to do one more song, as we often do at the end, but thank you for being here. Don't forget to sign up for Hopkoff and for Church in the Park. Here we go.